Я прошу до слова Людмила Горбачик, правильно?
Все вірно.
Гаразд. Художниця-візіонерка. І так, тема культура – це світло, здатне розвіяти темряву, дезінформацію, маніпуляції та пропаганду. Будь ласка.
Дякую. В першу чергу я б хотіла зарепрезентувати себе не лише як художниця, а представниця департаменту культури нашого національного конгресу українських асоціацій в Італії, а також куратор мистецько-культурних проєктів саме між Україною та Італією. Шановні пані та панове, dear colleagues and friends, today we speak about culture as light, a light capable of dispelling the darkness of disinformation, manipulation, and propaganda. Propaganda destroys reality. It replaces facts with slogans, depth with emotional manipulation, truth with convenient interpretation. At the same time, culture can itself become propaganda, yet it is also one of the most effective instruments for countering propaganda. The Department of Culture of the National Congress of Ukrainian Association in Italy views its activity as systemic work with light, as a struggle against darkness. The light of critical thinking. Literature, theater, and cinema teach people to think, to analyze, and give questions. At the National Congress of Ukrainian Association in Italy, the project Culture War was launched. Within this initiative, we translate Ukrainian documentary films into Italian. Among the presented films are those about the Holodomor, Shadow of Stalin, Bitter Harvest, Free the World, and People of the Color of Freedom. Second, the light of historical memory. Propaganda attempts to rewrite history or erase its inconvenient page. Therefore, preserving historical memory is a form of resistance. Evening of Remembrance for the Victim of the Holodomor, a virtual visit to the Holodomor Museum in Kyiv, and thematic webinars such as How to Tell Children about Holodomor. This and other events remind both Ukrainian and Italian that terrorist regimes are repeating themselves today. Not longer through the Holodomor of the past, but through the modern Holodomor in Kyiv, where cold and destruction of life prevail. Never again is turning into we can repeat. The light of identity. When it is harder to disorient us, of course, when we know our language, our history, and our story. The second educational forum, How Can Ukrainians Preserve Their Identity Abroad? The conference for educators, How Can Ukrainians Preserve the Ukrainian Language? To be educated means to be armed. For the second consecutive year, the Project Pisanka of Unity and Project Christmas Together united nearly 1,000 participants in Ukraine and Italy, students, teachers, artists, culture center, and other associations. Each Pisanka and each carol in a foreign land is a symbol of a lit of candle of traditions that we carry in order to preserve and show the world our identity. The light of alternative narrative. Propaganda builds myths. Culture tells truthful stories. Dozens of thematic art exhibition, photo exhibition, and performance by Ukrainian artists within the framework of the international art project Un Ponte di Colori, a special place, was occupied by the traveling exhibition I Love, I Drew, I Believe, created by Ukrainian children, members of families of prisoners of war, or those missing in action. It became one of the strongest voices that deeply moved European audience because these are real stories told through the language of children drawings. The light of dialogue. Disinformation feeds on fear and ignorance. Intercultural dialogue destroys these barriers. The forum Save the Children, Save the Future, supported by the Office of European Parliament in Italy, became a public discussion about the fate of Ukrainian children forcibly deported to Russia, as well as civilian prisoners. It is a space of responsible dialogue about crimes that cannot be justified by any rhetoric.